Hello, Lord's House of Prayer leadership team. This is going to be the last video teaching before we all meet together at our next quarterly leadership meeting, which will be held Sunday, April 2nd after church. Again, lunch is always provided. There will also be childcare if you have kids that need to be watched during this time. If you remember, a few months ago, we spent time, quite a bit of time, teaching on vision and goal setting and how to lead your people in the vision that God has given you. And I had given everybody a homework assignment, including myself, which will be due at the next meeting, April 2nd. What is your vision for your ministry, and what are the goals that you have set to help you move forward? Some of you may already have vision, so God's given you the vision for the ministry, and you may already have goals, but I still want you to write them down, because if they're not written down, sometimes it's easy to lose sight of them. And writing them down gives you a snapshot so that you can go back and remind yourself, and you can reassess where you're at and make changes if necessary. If you don't have a vision, then the assignment was to ask God to give you His vision, because vision is it's supernatural. It's given by God. The goals are natural things that help us obtain that vision. And you can ask God for wisdom. For what goals do you want me to do? But you've had a couple months to do that, and it is important that you do this for the sake of not only your ministry, but those that you are called to steward. Attached to the email that you received was the vision teaching document that I gave you all. At the back of the document, it had a bunch of questions to help you begin to get your mind focused on the Lord and on vision. So I reattached that again, if you lost it, to maybe if you want to use that to help you in setting your vision. Also, attached to your email is a vision goal worksheet. And basically, it's an umbrella that you can put the vision in, and then the goals you can write underneath the umbrella. And I want you to, if you don't feel comfortable using that sheet, that's fine. You can write it down on any piece of paper. But I wanted to give you some type of worksheet that's going to go along with some examples I'm going to share in a few minutes. So again, at the meeting, I want you to have your vision written down and the goals that are under your vision, and we'll all go over them together at the meeting. Before getting into the examples, just a couple key points on vision I want to bring back to the forefront. One was from Pastor Mark, and Pastor Mark said this: vision is something you ask for. You ask God for. Because God knows the plans He has for you. When you said yes to steward your ministry, He has the plans for that. And He's creative. And so vision is something you ask for. Without vision, you really have no direction. And you end up pretty much, quote unquote, maintaining something, but never going forward in what God has for you. To accomplish your vision, Pastor Mark says you need goals. Goals help you to move closer and closer to your vision to see it completed. So goals are natural, vision is supernatural. And that's the umbrella would be the vision, and the goals are everything that goes underneath the umbrella of your vision. They help get you to your vision. And our jobs as leaders, stewards of people, is to help facilitate the vision and the goals in moving forward. And that's why we spent so much time on the video teachings the last few months. So again, you know your assignments. We're all going to have them done by April 2nd. If you have any questions or concerns, you want to bounce any of your visions, ideas that you feel God's given you, or goals, feel free to contact me. But again, you might have your vision already and you're just writing it down, but some of you may not. Maybe you've never taken the time to say, Lord, what is the vision for what I'm doing? This is the time that we want to set apart to ask God and hear from heaven and write it down and begin to go forward in those plans He has for us. So in the next few minutes, I'm just gonna you're gonna hear me, but you're not gonna see me. I'm gonna go over some example vision and goals to help you get your mind thinking on how does this look. I've used examples of ministries in the Lord's House of Prayer. Please do not take these examples as an offense to you. Meaning, I used an example for the ushers. I used an example for the deacons. They're just made up. They're not saying that you're not doing this in your ministry or you need to do this in your ministry. So I want to make that clear. They're examples just to show you this is kind of what vision and goals look like on paper. I am not saying these are all made up. If Holy Spirit says that's a good idea and you should do it, then you should do it. But these are all made up for the sake of teaching only. So let's look at them now. So the slide that you see on your screen now, the caption says, vision is like an umbrella for your goals to go under. You'll see the umbrella with the word vision in it and all the goals underneath the umbrella. On your email, you have the attachment called the Vision Goal Worksheet. Basically, you're going to see the same thing. You're going to see an umbrella where you can write the vision that God gives you, and then underneath the umbrella is where you would write the goals in order that you're to take on underneath the umbrella. That's how that worksheet works. So let's look at the first umbrella analogy to help you understand writing vision and goals. The example vision. Let's just say I had the vision to take the streaming ministry that already exists to the next level. Great vision. So now what? Help me, Lord. What I need wisdom. What goals are there? What steps do I need to take to make that happen? So we begin to list those down. And goal 1, ask God to raise up a person that has a desire and the skill to run that ministry. And then goal 2, look for that person. And when you find a person that could be that fit, you talk to them and find out if it's a good fit for them and for a Lord's house. Goal 3, if it is that person and they want to do it, then you give them a baseline, a starting point. And that starting point would be A, ensure quality streaming is occurring each week consistently. B, correct anything that's preventing the above from occurring. C, fix the sound issues that presently exist and work with the sound team to do so. D, start adding people to the existing team. Goal 4, once goal 3 is consistently occurring, then you can start looking at the next stage of improvements, which would be A, training on how to video the service so it's not static, so they're zooming in and zooming out at the correct times. B, look at a 2-camera system. C, get what's projected on our screen to stream on the video. D, figure out how to get the sound levels for our worship team sounding amazing like they do in real life. So, wow, once you do that, Lord, the vision's completed. Now what? That's example 1. The next example, developing kids' teaching curriculum on the Holy Spirit. Wow, what a great vision, Lord, because there's not too many great teachings out there on who is the Holy Spirit and what's His purpose, what's His function, and what's the baptism of the Holy Spirit, and what are the gifts of the Spirit, and wow, what a great teaching. So Lord, what do? What are the steps to get there? Goal 1, let's research what's already out there and it's already been developed. Goal 2, let's make a list of topics that are not covered through the research that we've done and a list of what needs to be covered better and what needs to be added. Goal 3, give this list to the pastors so they can review and comment on. Get that goal 4, review the comments of the pastors and finalize the teaching topics and the order of topics. Goal 5, develop a teaching flow, an outline for each topic that will be taught, and make this the consistent outline. For example, A, we'll start each teaching with a Bible verse. B, we'll have a teaching regarding that topic. C, we'll have a visual that helps bring understanding to that topic. D, we'll have an interactive time revolved around the topic for the kids, whether it's a craft or whether it's a game. E, we'll have a parent-student devotional that will go home with the kids every Sunday so that the parent and the kids can study together. Goal 6, work with pastors and others to put a team to work on the finalized topics. I mean, if we have 8 topics, we have 8 people who will work on each of those topics. Goal 7, let's review and change as needed the proposed topics. Goal 8, we're going to finalize the teaching. 9, we're going to communicate the new curriculum and how to teach it with our team. 10, we're going to start teaching and we're going to make notes on what worked well, what worked okay, and what didn't work well. Goal 11, we'll make improvements on the first round of teaching. And goal 12, let's start looking at getting this curriculum professionally made. Wow, Lord, thank you for this vision. What's next? The next example is how to raise up your replacement. I don't know, every one of us has a season to steward a ministry. Could be 2 years, could be 5, could be 10, could be 25. That's between the Lord and you. But the question is, who's going to take your ministry when you leave? That's really a leader's responsibility, to pray in advance and to have somewhat of a vision for that to happen when it happens. And again, I'm not going to read it. You can pause the video and read what's written. These are good goals for anybody that's thinking about transitioning. Next example. Wow, vision, expanding the deacon ministry. That's a great vision. Hey, Robin and Shelley, I'm not saying you have to do this. I'm just using this as an example. So, what does that mean, Lord? Well, you can pause the video and look at the examples written. What does that mean to expand the deacon ministry? These are just examples, okay? Next example. Taking the ushering to the next level. Okay, Tony, you're doing a great job. I'm not telling you that you're not doing that, but this is an example. Thank you for that vision, Lord. Now what? And you can pause the video and read the steps. I think you can see that with the examples that were put in front of you, vision has to come from God. It's God's thoughts to you. He has your vision. If you haven't gotten your vision yet for your ministry, ask and receive. Record it, write it down. And then start saying, God, what are the goals? Give me wisdom to write down the goals to help me get there. You might already have this done. You might have had it done a year ago. What I'm asking you to do is to write it down then. And take time to reassess your vision and your goals. Are you moving forward? Do you need to go back and finish one that hasn't been finished? Are there new goals that God is asking you to put in there? Are there some goals that don't make sense anymore? You will never know unless you take the time to reassess and write down your vision and your goals. And as a church body in the season we're going in, we all need to do that. So thank you all. You're all amazing. We'll see you on Saturday, April 2nd. Remember to dress casually because we're going to get pictures taken for any of you that have not gotten them taken for the new board. And if you didn't like your pictures that were taken a few months ago, you can retake them on April 2nd. But I want to get everybody's pictures done, and I want to get all the new pictures on the board for the spring and the summer seasons. So, you're all amazing. Thank you for giving me your time. Have a great rest of your day. And just remember, you were called for such a time as this. And I want to thank you for your service. I love you guys so much.